Okay. हाँ चलो ठीक है, ये आ गया, स्लाइड नंबर 2 है, नो
जी
प्रॉब्लम।
जी सर।
हाँ बस ठीक है, इट्स ओके। हाँ चलो मैं शुरू कर देता हूँ अब।
ओके सर।
गुड मॉर्निंग पार्टिसिपेंट्स, दिस इज अगेन डॉक्टर S.K. Sinha from
Good,
Jamshedpur.
good morning, sir.
Good morning everybody. And one more request, that all of you should keep your microphone switched off because that disturbs others. Okay. So this is my 4th lecture with you. Now for the first 3 lectures, I talked on phonetics and phonology. That is block 3 and 3A. And I talked about the sounds of English. And, I talked about the consonants and vowels, and then above consonants and vowels, how these two combine to form a consonant cluster or a syllable. And then we discussed word stress. And yesterday I told you that word stress is a very important feature of spoken English. You will sound very un-English if you do not observe the word stress pattern of English. Hindi and all our Indian languages have a different stress pattern. You understand syllable? So Indian languages are syllable stressed. That is, we stress each syllable in Hindi. But in English, we select one syllable out of so many in a word to stress. And that is an important feature. And those who are interested, and you should be interested, because as I told you yesterday, most of you are must be teaching in schools. So when you teach the children, you should teach them properly and correctly. And one way to teach them correctly is to teach them the word stress also. However, now let's move over to a different block of MEG4, and that is block number 4, and that is called morphology. Now, what is morphology? Let's first define, let's try to understand what is morphology. Till now we have studied sounds, but sounds in themselves do not have any meanings. If I say G, it does not have any meaning. P, it doesn't have any meaning. Ch, it doesn't have any meaning. These are simply sounds without meaning. Meaning comes out when we combine sounds into syllables and syllables into words. So in morphology, that is morphology. In morphology, we study the structure of words, how sounds are combined together to form a word. Right. And when we study morphology, or let us say the structure of words, then the unit that we start with is called morpheme. That is, in a word, you can find one morpheme or you can find more than one morpheme. For example, I, boy, young. Now, all these words, boy, young, he, is, all these words consist of single morpheme, one morpheme. But let's look at boys. The slide is before you. Let's look at boys. Now, if you want to break boy into smaller units, right, is a plural morpheme, is a plural form. That is, when we want to convert boy, this noun, into plural, we add s and we get boys. So when we want to split or divide this word into smaller units, intuitively you can divide it into boy and s. Similarly, look at the word younger. Younger can be divided into young and er. We add er to young and we get younger. Now, boy cannot be further divided. If we divide boy into b and oi, then b is a sound, oi is a sound. And b has no meaning, oi has no meaning. The meaning comes out only when we combine b with oi and we get boy. Now, young, the word young can be divided further into y and but these are sounds. They are meaningless. The meaning comes out when we combine y with and in that order. So young. Now in boys, we say boy is a morpheme and s is also a morpheme. Or if we take sounds, then boy is a morpheme and z is a morpheme. In younger, young is a morpheme and is a morpheme. So now let us find out what is a morpheme, right? How do we define a morpheme? Now the definition is given at the top of this handout. A morpheme is the minimal meaningful unit in the grammatical system of a language. Right? Now, I have put minimal, meaningful, and grammatical in bold. Right? And these are three very important words. A morpheme is the minimal, meaningful unit in the grammatical system of a language. That is, a morpheme is minimal, and at the same time, it has to be meaningful. Right? Look at boy. Minimal means smallest. And remember, the condition is that the smallest unit should be meaningful. Now, boy is a minimal meaningful unit. Why? Because if we break boy into b and oi, then the meaning is lost. Then b is minimal, oi is minimal, but neither b nor oi has any meaning. So a morpheme must be minimal, meaningful. And if we think of minimal, meaningful, then boy is minimal and meaningful. Similarly, young is minimal and meaningful. Minimal, that is the smallest unit, and meaningful, that it has a meaning, right? So boy is minimal, meaningful, and young is minimal, meaningful. I'll talk about the and later. And then the third condition on morpheme is that it should be from the grammatical system of a language. That is, the morpheme belongs to the grammatical system of a language. Now, what is the grammatical system? Think of a sound like b or p. Can we say b is a noun or p is an adjective? No. B, p, or k, or z, or s, they do not belong to the grammatical system in the sense that they are not, they do not, they are not noun or adjective or verb or adverb, right? But here, boy is a noun. Similarly, young is an adjective. So boy and young both fulfill all the three conditions. Boy is minimal, meaningful, and it belongs to the grammatical system of the English language. How? Boy belongs to the category noun. Young belongs to the category adjective. So that is the concept of minimal, meaningful, and grammatical. But what about S and ER? S in boys and ER in younger. Now S is pronounced as the, boy, and younger ER is pronounced as a. So the and a, or S and ER, both are also morphemes. Why? Let us see. Are they minimal? Yes. S is minimal. We cannot break it further. ER is also minimal. Are they meaningful? Yes. S is meaningful. What is the meaning of S? More than. S is plural. When we want to convert boy, the singular noun, into plural, then we add S. So S has the meaning of plurality. Similarly, ER, what is the meaning of ER? It has the meaning of more than. Younger means more than young. My sister is younger than I am, right? There are so many boys. There is one boy in the field. There are so many boys. So S and ER, or the and a, both are minimal, meaningful, and they also belong to the grammatical system of English language. How? That is, S can be added only to a noun, right? So we say that S is a plural morpheme which belongs to the category noun. ER can be added only to an adjective. And so we say ER is minimal, meaningful, and it belongs to the category adjective, right? So a morpheme, I repeat, is the minimal, meaningful unit in the grammatical system of a language. Now, morphemes are classified into two categories: free morpheme and bound morpheme. What is a free morpheme? A free morpheme is a morpheme which can occur independently in a sentence. It can stand alone, let us say, right? A free morpheme can stand alone, can occur alone in a sentence. For example, he is a boy. Now, boy is an independent word it can occur independently in this sentence. He is a boy. He is young. Young can occur independently. It can stand alone. And we have already said that boy is a morpheme and young is a morpheme. So boy and young are free morphemes. Boy is a free morpheme, young is a free morpheme. Boy is a free morpheme because it can occur independently in a sentence, and young is a free morpheme because it can occur independently in a sentence. But look at S and ER. Can we say he is a S or he is ER or a? Now, we cannot say he is S or he is ER. Jamshed, I can't see. Something has happened, Jamshed.
हेलो हाँ सर
Jamshed,
हेलो
Jamshed, can you hear me?
यस सर बोलिए हेलो
जमशेद कैन हाँ वो आ नहीं रहा वो हैंड ये स्लाइड नहीं आ रहा है
स्लाइड नहीं आ रहा ऐसे तो स्क्रीन पे दिख
स्लाइड
रहा
नहीं आ रहा है
स्क्रीन पे ही है सर
स्क्रीन पर स्लाइड नहीं आ रहा है
अच्छा एक मिनट हम फिर से लगा देते हैं
नहीं सुन रहे हो मेरी बात
हेलो
सुन रहे हो
जी सर आवाज आ रही है
आवाज आ रही है मेरी
हाँ आ रही है सर आवाज हेलो
ओके आई विल कंटिन्यू विदाउट द हाँ स्क्रीन पर
हेलो
हैंडआउट नहीं आ रहा है क्या बीच में
हेलो
कोई ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं ना तो गड़बड़ा जाता है
हेलो
आफ्टर सम टाइम ना किसी को ज्वाइन मत करने दो हाँ हेलो क्या हो गया स्क्रीन पर आ ही नहीं रहा है स्क्रीन पर हाँ अब बीच में कोई ज्वाइन करता है ना तभी नहीं आता है अब बीच में मत ज्वाइन करने दो हाँ हम कर रहे हैं उस पर लेकिन अब नहीं हो रहा है ठीक है फिर से करते हैं हाँ वही प्रॉब्लम है किस सिग्नल पर हम दबाएं हमको समझ में ही नहीं आता है
सबको एक बार पिन कर लीजिए ना जैसे किसी एक में चल रहा है प्रेजेंटेशन
हाँ
हम फिर से एक बार ये कर देते हैं स्क्रीन शेयर
बड़ा डिस्टर्बेंस होता है ये नहीं हो रहा है हम सब पर कर चुके हैं लेकिन सम प्रॉब्लम तुम्हारे एंड से ही कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है क्या हम कंटिन्यू करते हैं और बीच में आप मत ज्वाइन करने दो ज्वाइन करते हैं बीच में तभी होता है प्रॉब्लम है ना
ठीक है
हाँ अब आ गया अब मत ज्वाइन करने देना किसी को ठीक है जो टाइम पर आते हैं वही रहेंगे हाँ इट इज ए डिस्टर्बेंस हम भी डिस्टर्ब होते हैं अदर पार्टिसिपेंट्स भी डिस्टर्ब हो जाते हैं हाँ 5 मिनट का समय दे दिया करो 11:05 11:10 तक बस उसके बाद कोई नहीं ज्वाइन करेंगे ठीक
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
okay so now can we say he is S or he is ER
Like, I have a question. Like, as you are telling that just because of the disturbance of the class that we should not join late,
okay
but due to some network issue we can't connect. Then what is the remedy? Like, what should we do then? Then we should not attend the class.
no but we all get disturbed no
But sir, when
you
there's a
should come
network
on
issue,
time
what is to be done? Rather, whoever sir, okay, I
it's
know, but
already
whoever sir is here
11:25
from the IGNU also, I want to asked because
Okay, now let's stop this discussion. Stop this discussion. You talk to the coordinator. Talk to the coordinator of Karim
definitely, sir,
City.
I'll have a
Okay.
word with him.
Okay. Now जमशेद किसी को अब नहीं ज्वाइन करने देना. It's okay.
Okay,
जो
sir.
आ गए आ गए. Now let's look at participants. Now I'm addressing you. Now he is S. He is ER. Can we say that S cannot stand alone in a sentence? ER cannot stand alone in a sentence. So, but they are morphemes. S is a morpheme and ER is also a morpheme. And so, though they are morphemes, they are not free. We call them bound. So that is the concept of free morpheme and bound morpheme. So what is a free morpheme? A free morpheme is a morpheme which can occur independently in a sentence, whereas a bound morpheme is a morpheme which cannot occur independently in a sentence. It can occur only when this bound morpheme is joined with another morpheme, a free morpheme. Right. So that is the concept of free morpheme and bound morpheme. Now, let us come to bound morpheme. Bound morpheme further can be subdivided into inflectional morpheme and derivational morpheme. Right. So now let us look at what is an inflectional morpheme and what is a derivational morpheme. Jamshed, slide number 3.
Yes, sir. Screen पे है.
Jamshed, are you there?
सर स्क्रीन पे है सर. हेलो.
Slide number 3.
सर स्क्रीन पे आ चुका है वो.
Yes, I've got it, Jamshed. Right.
Yes.
Now, आ गया. Now, as I said, bound morphemes can आ गया. हाँ, क्या हुआ? Okay. Now, as I said, bound morpheme can be further subdivided into inflectional morpheme and derivational morpheme. Now, what are these? Look at this sentence. He is go to the market now. Mark on the left hand side of the sentence. The star in linguistics is wrong. That is, it indicates that something is wrong. Now, I have given a wrong sentence before you. He is go to the market now. He go to the market. Now, think. He is go to the market now. The sentence is wrong. Sentence is grammatically incorrect. You understand it as he's going to the market now. The sentence is ungrammatical, but there is no problem in acting on this sentence. He goes to the market every day, right? कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तुम्हारे साइड से, स्लाइड चला गया. खैर,
हेलो सर, दिख रहा सर? हेलो.
नहीं दिख रहा है. क्या प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है?
एक
हाँ, नहीं दिख
बीच
रहा
में
है.
कोई स्टूडेंट जो है ना शेयर कर दे रहा है.
नहीं दिख रहा. नहीं ज्वाइन
एक
करने
मिनट.
दो ना
अब आ गया सर? हेलो.
क्योंकि डिस्टर्बेंस होता है सब लोगों के लिए, मेरे लिए भी
सर जॉइन
और
जॉइन नहीं हो रहा सर,
जो आ
देखिए अब
जाते
आ
हैं
गया
टाइम
होगा,
पर
देखिए
उनके अभी
सर
तक
स्क्रीन
तो
पे
नहीं
देखिए आ
आया
गया
है
होगा।
ना, नहीं आया है।
मेरे स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है सर,
ना नहीं आया है।
मेरे स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है, मेरे
हाँ?
स्क्रीन पे दिख रहा है सर।
तो मेरे स्क्रीन पर तो नहीं
हम्म,
दिख, हाँ अब आ गया, यस अब आ गया। अब किसी को हाँ, ये क्यों
वो
ऐसा
कोई
डिस्टरबेंस
स्टूडेंट
हो
अपने
जाता
से
है?
शेयर कर देता है।
कोई ज्वाइन करते हैं बीच में इसलिए
हाँ
अब अलाउ ही नहीं
ठीक है।
कर रहा। हाँ हाँ तो ठीक है, अब उसको थोड़ा सा
हम
देखो
मैसेज
कि
कर
कोई
रहे हैं
डिस्टर्ब नहीं
कंटिन्यू।
कर सकता। हाँ चलो ठीक है, इट्स ओके। So now he go to the market every day. Now this is also a wrong sentence. He go to the market every day. This is a grammatically incorrect sentence. Right. But you can understand the meaning. You understand the meaning in the sense that you interpret it as he is going to the market. Sorry, he goes to the market every day. The sentences are wrong, but the meaning is clear. Now, if you want to make the sentences grammatical, what do we have to do? Now, take the first sentence, he is go to the market now. What's wrong in this? Wrong, and it is ungrammatical because ing is missing from go. So if we add ing to go, the sentence becomes grammatical. He is going to the market now. Similarly, the second sentence, he go to the market every day. This sentence is ungrammatical because we have not added es to it. If we add es, the sentence becomes grammatical. He goes to the market every day. Now my question is, why do we need ing on go in the first sentence? To understand the meaning or to make the sentence grammatical? Obviously, the answer is that we need ing on go to make the sentence grammatical. There is no problem in understanding the meaning of the sentence. Similarly, we need es on go to make the sentence grammatical. There is no problem in understanding the meaning of the sentence. So, ing and es. ing and es ये क्या टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है जमशेद, कैसे हम कर सकेंगे? हेलो
हाँ हेलो
जमशेद,
हेलो
हाँ क्या प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है ये बीच में? हाँ
सर।
जमशेद सुन रहे हो
हाँ
मेरी
सुन रहे हो
बात?
सर, लेकिन स्क्रीन पे शो कर
सुन
रहा है
रहे हो
सर।
हमें? हेलो
सर स्क्रीन पे
Niti
शो कर
Tiwari,
रहा है
stop
सर।
presenting, please.
हैं? मेरे स्क्रीन
स्क्रीन पे शो कर रहा है सर।
नहीं आ रहा है स्क्रीन पर। चलो ठीक है, इट्स ओके,
देखिए सर, आ
कोई
गया,
बात नहीं।
आ गया सर, देखिए स्क्रीन पे।
सो हाँ हाँ नहीं 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 आया।
आ गया होगा सर, देखिए मेरे को दिख रहा है स्क्रीन पे।
हाँ अब
हेलो
आया है। क्यों ऐसा होता है प्रॉब्लम?
स्टूडेंट, प्लीज डोंट प्रेजेंटिंग एनीथिंग
नहीं
ऑन
नहीं होता
स्क्रीन।
क्यों है, प्रॉब्लम क्यों होता है? हाँ
कोई
जमशेद,
स्टूडेंट
ये प्रॉब्लम होता
स्क्रीन को
क्यों?
शेयर कर देते हैं।
हाँ
कोई स्टूडेंट्स स्क्रीन पे कुछ
हाँ
प्रेजेंटिंग कर देते हैं, उसके
स्टूडेंट्स
चक्कर में हो जाता
को
है।
उनके कारण डिस्टर्बेंस होता है।
हम मैसेज कर रहे कंटिन्यूस तरह से,
हाँ
पता
तो
नहीं
नहीं
फिर भी
करने
लोग
दो
सुन रहे हैं।
प्रेजेंट, बिल्कुल नहीं करने दो, है ना?
ठीक
हाँ
सर।
ठीक है। So because it disturbs me and it disturbs my train of thought. He goes to the market every day. So we need ing and es on go, not to understand the meaning of the sentences, but to make the sentences grammatical. And that is the concept of inflectional morpheme. That is, inflectional morphemes are needed to satisfy the rules of grammar. Right. Now, derivational morpheme. What is a derivational morpheme? Look at these two words. He's 30 and he's 30-ish. When I say he's 30, this means that what is the meaning of 30? 30 means 30. It cannot mean less than 30 and more than 30. Right? He is 30. But when we add ish to 30, the meaning of 30 changes, or the meaning of 30 expands. What is the meaning of 30-ish? He can be less than 30, he can be more than 30, and he can be 30. A boy of 28, 29, or 31, 32, we can call him, he is 30-ish, right? So find the difference between 30 and 30-ish. 30 has the meaning of 30. It has only one meaning. But 30-ish has a different meaning. That is, 30-ish means it can be a little less than 30, or it can be a little more than 30, or exactly 30. So how does this difference of meaning come? Because we add ish. And that is the concept of derivational morpheme. A derivational morpheme here, ish, is not needed on 30 to satisfy any rule of English grammar. We need ish on 30 to expand its meaning, to change its meaning. That is the concept of derivational morpheme. So a bound morpheme can be an inflectional morpheme or a derivational morpheme. An inflectional morpheme on a word is needed to satisfy the rule of English grammar, and a derivational morpheme is needed on a word to expand its meaning, to change its meaning. Now, there are so many differences between inflectional morpheme and derivational morpheme. This is one. This is just one difference, right? One difference, that is, inflectional morpheme is needed to satisfy the rule of English grammar, and derivational morpheme is needed to expand or change the meaning of a word. Now, let's come to slide number 5. Jamshed, slide number 5. Sorry, slide number 4.
So
Slide
please
number
repeat.
4.
So please repeat.
Okay.
So slide number
So
4
for
of the
inflectional morpheme,
We need yes, we need inflectional morpheme to satisfy the rule of grammar, or a morpheme which is needed to satisfy the rule of grammar is called inflectional morpheme. Whereas a morpheme that is needed to expand the meaning of a word is called derivational morpheme. And inflectional morpheme and derivational morpheme both are bound morphemes. Now let us look at the difference between inflectional and derivational morphemes in detail, right? And the first difference is what I have already told you. That is, look at walks, younger and boys, 30, 30ish, child, childish, childlike. S, ER, boy, S on boy are inflectional morphemes, whereas ISH on 30, they are derivational morpheme. Derivational morpheme enlarges the meaning of a word. It gives you more choice. 30 and 30ish. Now you have two choices before you. Child, childish, childlike. You have three choices before you. So a derivational morpheme changes the meaning of a word. It enlarges our choice of words. Now, if you look up a dictionary, then you will find the word manage, right? Look at point number 2. Manage but not manages in the dictionary, right? Now, if you look up a dictionary, you will find the word manage, but you will not find manages as a separate entry. They do not show manage first and then manages as a separate entry in the dictionary. Why is it so? Because this inflection morpheme, we learn it from grammar. The grammar of English tells us that if you want to convert a noun or a verb, if you want to convert a verb from manage to manages, you have to add es. That is, I can manage the show, he manages the show. I manage the show, he manages the show. So manages, es is needed when there is a third person singular pronoun, right? He. So you do not find words with inflectional morphemes in the dictionary as separate entry. But look at the next series of words: manage, management, manageable, manageress, managerial. Look up a dictionary and you will find all these words entered separately. You will have manage, then you will have management, again you will have manageable, you will have manageress, you will have a separate entry as managerial. What? But inflectional morpheme does not create a new word, whereas a derivational morpheme like meant on manage or able on manage or ESS on manager or IAL on manager, they create new words. Right. That is the second difference. And the second difference is that an inflectional morpheme does not create a new word, whereas a derivational morpheme creates a new word. Therefore, a word with inflectional morpheme is not found separately in a dictionary, but a word with derivational morpheme is found separately in the dictionary. Point number 3, ER. ER is an inflectional morpheme as we discussed earlier, and IZE, I-Z-E, is a derivational morpheme. Now we have younger, warmer with ER, higher, and so on. Right. What is the meaning of ER in younger, ER in warmer, and ER in higher? Hmm? Younger means more than young, warmer means more than warm, higher means more than high. So the meaning of ER is more than. So when we add an inflectional morpheme to it, the meaning of the word does not change. That is, the meaning of an inflectional morpheme is always static, the same. ER has the same meaning whether you add it to young or to warm or to high. Younger means more than young, warmer means more than warm, higher means more than higher. Eyes changes from word to word. Now add IZE, eyes, to modern, and you get modernized. Now, what is the meaning of modernized? Now, modern, you understand, one who is modern. But modernize means to make modern. So the meaning of eyes in modern is in symbolize. In modernize, the meaning of eyes is to make. But in symbolize, the meaning of IZE is not to make. Symbolize does not mean to make a symbol. Symbolize means to act as a symbol. We say red symbolizes danger. Red symbolizes danger, which means red acts as a symbol of danger. So eyes on symbol means to act, whereas eyes on modern means to make. To make modern, to act as a symbol. Now add eyes to hospital, and you get hospitalized. Now the meaning is entirely different here, hospitalized. The meaning of eyes in modern is to make modern. Now we cannot say hospitalize means to make a hospital. The meaning of eyes in symbolize means to act. The meaning of eyes is to act as a symbol. And we cannot say hospitalize means to act as a hospital. No. Hospitalize means to put in a hospital. So the meaning of eyes is to put. Now, like in modernize, the meaning of eyes is to make. In symbolize, the meaning of eyes is to act. And in hospitalize, the meaning of eyes is to put. So the meaning of this derivation morpheme changes from word to word, whereas the meaning of the inflectional morpheme ER does not change from one adjective to the other. Younger, warmer, higher all have the same meaning. ER has the same meaning in all these words. So that is a big difference between inflectional morpheme and derivational morpheme. An inflectional morpheme has the same meaning from word to word, whereas the meaning of a derivation morpheme changes from word to word. Right. Now look at the fourth difference. Walk and walks. Boys and boys. And then I've given you child, childish, stable, stabilize. Now, walk is a verb, and when we add this inflection morpheme s to walk, it remains as a verb. Walk is a verb, walks is a verb. So when we add s, this inflection morpheme to walk, the meaning does not change. The grammatical category, the part of speech of the word does not change. Walk is a verb, walks is also a verb. Look at boy and boys. Boy is a noun. We add s, this inflection morpheme to boy, and boys, we get boys, and boys is also a noun. So boy and boys, both are nouns. So the inflection morpheme does not change the part of speech of a word. But look at the derivational morpheme ish, ish, and ize. Child, child is a noun. We add ish, we get childish, and childish is adjective. Child is noun, childish is adjective. How does child become adjective? When we add ish to child. So a derivational morpheme can change, or it may change, the grammatical category of a word. The derivational morpheme may change the part of speech of it. Like eyes. Stable is an adjective. We add eyes to stable and we get stabilize. And stable is an adjective, stabilize is a verb. So the part of speech of the word changes. So that is one very big difference between inflectional morpheme and derivational morpheme. Inflectional morpheme does not change the part of speech of a word, whereas a derivational morpheme may change the part of speech of a word. I say it may change. In these two cases, the part of speech has changed. Child is noun, childish is adjective. Stable is adjective, also a noun. So it may, the derivational morpheme may or may not change the part of the speech of a word. But inflectional morpheme never changes the part of speech of a word. Now next, slide number 5. Slide number 5. Yes, it has come.
हाँ सर आ गया सर.
हाँ आ गया. Now look at these words, walks and walking, right? So we can add s, this inflectional morpheme to walk, and we can add ing to walk, and we get walks and walking. But can we add two inflectional morphemes to the same word? Now, walksing, walk, and we add s, one inflectional morpheme, and then another inflectional morpheme, ing, and we get walksing, which is the wrong word. Similarly, walkings, we cannot say. Ing is an inflection morpheme, and s is also an inflection morpheme. And we cannot have two inflectional morphemes on the same word. In walksing, we have two inflection morphemes. In walkings, we have two inflection morphemes. And both are wrong. What do we conclude? That only one inflectional morpheme can be added at a time to a word. All right? Only one inflectional morpheme can be added, not 2. But look at direct, direction, directional, directionality. Now shun on direction, ION on direction is a derivational morpheme. So when we add ION to direct, we get direction. And when we add AL to direction, we get directional. And when we add ITY to directional, we get directionality. Now on directionality, how many derivational morphemes are there? Un, ul, and itty. 3. On directional, we have un, 2. Yes, someone said 2. Right, you are very right. On direction, we have 1. So on direction, we have 1 derivational morpheme. On directional, we have 2 derivational morphemes. On directionality, we have 3 derivational morphemes. So the difference is that we can have more than 1 derivational morpheme on the same word: direct, direction, directional, directionality. But on one word, we can have only 1 inflectional morpheme, not more than 1. So we can have walks and walking, but never walksing or walking. Number 6. Point number 6. The number of inflectional morphemes in English, is very small. Around 8 or 9. But number of derivational morphemes in English is comparatively large. There are around 50, 55 derivational morphemes, right? So that is also a difference of number. The number of inflectional morpheme is small in English, but the number of derivation morphemes is comparatively large, right? That's a good difference, but not a very big difference. Now let's come to point number 7. Now, we can add ER to a verb, all right? Like speak and speaker, write and writer. Now, ER is a derivational morpheme, all right? ER is a derivational morpheme. Now, look at speaks. Speak plus S. We get speaks, all right? Speaks is it's third person singular present tense, right? And speaks. After we have added an inflectional morpheme, we cannot add a derivational morpheme. We cannot get speaker, right? But we can always get speakers. Speak, take a speak, add a derivational morpheme, and then you can add an inflectional morpheme. Speak, speakers, speak, speaker, speakers. But when you add an inflectional morpheme to speak plus S, speaks, then the door is closed. You cannot add any other morpheme, whether it is inflectional or derivational. Look at the next series of words: direct, direction, directional, directionality, right? And director, directors. Now look here, this directionality can be pluralized. You can add S, directionalities, right? People can note it down. It's not there. After directionality, you can add an inflectional suffix, which is clear in the next example. Director, directors, direct, director, directors. Look here. We add a derivational morpheme and we get director, and then we can add an inflectional morpheme and we get directors. The difference is that if we have added an inflectional morpheme, then we cannot add anything more, any other morpheme after the inflectional morpheme. But if we have added a derivational morpheme, then after the derivational morpheme, we can always add an inflectional morpheme. That is a very big difference. Now let's come to point number 8. Now here,
Sir, excuse me.
I have shown S, ES, and
Excuse me, sir.
apostrophe S. S and ES are plural morphemes, like we have boys, B-O-Y-S, yes. I cannot hear you. Hello? No, it's not, I'm not audible. Okay, wait for some time, let me finish and then you can ask your questions, right? Keep your questions ready, I'll invite questions.
Okay.
So, look at point number 8. S and ES, these two are inflectional, these two are plural morphemes. ES is added to roses. We got roses, right? And apostrophe S, this is the possessive. Apostrophe S, right? Now, S, ES, apostrophe S, these are inflectional morphemes and they are always added at the end of a word, which means they are suffixes. All inflectional morphemes are suffixes in English. Remember this point. All inflectional morphemes are suffixes in English. Suffixes means a morpheme which is added to a word at its end, right? As in boys, S comes at the end of the word boy. But a derivation morpheme can be both a suffix and a prefix. Look at equality. Equal, and then we have added ity. Ity is a suffix. It is a derivation morpheme and it is a suffix. Whereas if we add in to equality, we get inequality. Now in is a prefix. So a derivational morpheme can be both a suffix and a prefix. Ity, as I said, is a suffix. In is a prefix. But all inflectional morphemes in English are suffixes. Remember this. Next, slide number 6. Slide number 6. Jamshed, slide number 6.
सर स्क्रीन पे होगा देखिए. हेलो.
ठीक. slide number 6. Slide number 6. Now,
सर आ चुका है स्क्रीन पे, एक बार देख लीजिए.
यस, आ गया जमशेद, थैंक यू. हाँ, थैंक यू. हाँ, आ गया. Now look at ER, warmer. ER can be added to an adjective. So we can add ER to warm. Warm is an adjective, and so we get warmer. And warmer means more than warm. But ER cannot be added to a noun. We cannot have boyer. We cannot say more than a boy, right? Or sit, we can add sitter, more than sit. ER, that inflectional morpheme. But look at the derivation morpheme this. This is a prefix, and this can be added to an adjective, loyal, and we get disloyal. This can be added to order, a noun, and we get disorder. This can be added to obey, it's a verb, and we can get disobey, right? Similarly, look at child. Hood can be added to child, which is a noun, and we get childhood. Hood also can be added to an adjective false, and we get falsehood. Now I repeat it. The prefix, the derivational prefix, this can be added to an adjective, loyal, to a noun, order, to a verb, obey. The derivational suffix hood can be added to a noun, child, and it can be added to an adjective, hood. And so we get disloyal, disorder, disobey, childhood, and falsehood. But an inflectional morpheme, ER, can be added only to an adjective, warmer. It cannot be added to a noun, boy, or a verb, sit. So that is the difference, a very big difference, that one inflectional morpheme can be added to a word belonging to a particular group. Like if the plural morpheme S can be added to a noun, it can be added only to a noun, not to an adjective. So a particular, now remember this, a particular inflectional morpheme can be added only to a word belonging to that particular part of a speech. Whereas a derivation morpheme can be added to different parts of a speech, words belonging to different parts of speech. Right. That is a very important difference. Now let's come to the last one, the 10th. Now ing, it's an inflectional morpheme, right? And this inflectional morpheme can be added to almost all the verbs. Like you can say walk, walking, write, writing, look, looking, run, running, speak, speaking. So take any verb and you can add ing to that. There are only a few exceptions. Like we cannot add ing to know. I cannot say I am knowing you or I am seeing you. Ing can be added to to verbs and almost all the verbs. But there are a few exceptions which can be counted. So ing can be added to all the verbs. All right. and ing is an inflection morpheme. Now take ER. ER can be added to a verb to change the verb into a noun. For example, speak. Speak is a verb. ER is a derivational suffix. It can be added to the verb speak and we get speaker, which is a noun. Right? Sing is a verb. ER can be added to sing and we get singer, one who sings. Right? Speaker, one who speaks. Now, what did I say earlier? That ing can be added to a verb and almost all the verbs, with a few exceptions like know and see. ER can be added to a verb to get a noun, like speak, speaker, sing, singer. But ER cannot be added to all the verbs. Now, we do not have arranger, cheater, stealer. Now, ER cannot be added to arrange, cheat, steal, sit. We do not have sitter. We do not have walker. We do not have jumper, one who jumps. Right. So this is also a very important difference, that if an inflectional affix, if an inflectional morpheme can be added to a particular group of words, it can be added to almost all the words of that group, with only a few exceptions. But a derivation morpheme is added to a very few words of a particular group. It cannot be added to all the groups, all the words of that group. So these are very important 10 different differences between an inflectional morpheme and a derivational morpheme. Now I invite questions. Jamshed?
Yes, sir.
Jamshed?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, पूछो किन्हीं को question. Anyone who wants to ask any question?
Excuse me,
क्योंकि
sir.
आज हम यहीं पर खत्म करेंगे, क्योंकि
Excuse me,
अगर हम
sir.
वह दूसरा लेंगे तो खत्म होगा नहीं. अब इसको, yes?
ठीक है, sir.
Yeah, any question?
Sir, can you explain the last point, the 10th one, once again?
Can't hear you properly.
Yes,
I
sir.
can't
Point
hear you
number 10, the differences between inflectional and
There is a problem
point
of
number 10.
network.
Yes, sir.
So the 10th point, sir,
The
last
10th
one.
point,
No, I
sir.
can't hear you. Yes? Point number
The
10.
10th point, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. 10th point.
Yes,
Can I
sir.
repeat it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll repeat it once again. Look here. Let me repeat. I'll repeat it. What I said is that an inflectional morpheme. Sir, could you please repeat the last? Yes, I am repeating it. What I said is, now see, S is a plural morpheme and it can be added to a noun. And S can be added to almost all the nouns. Table, tables, boy, boys, girl, girl, girls, telephone, telephones, fan, fans. So take any noun and you can add S to that. So S is an inflectional morpheme and it can be added to a noun. And what we find is that it can be added to all the nouns except a few exceptions. Except a few exceptions, like we cannot have S on child. We cannot have childs, right? But how many words are there as exceptions? Very few. So the point that I'm trying to make is this, that if an inflectional morpheme can be added to words of one group, it can be added to almost all the words of that group. Like noun, noun can take S, adjective, adjective can take ER, more than, and it can be added to almost all the adjectives like high, higher, young, younger, tall, taller, sharp, sharper, and so on and so forth. And we find very few exceptions. Like ER cannot be added to beautiful. We cannot say beautifuler. It cannot be added to truthful, truthfuler, right? So exceptions are very few so far as inflectional morphemes are concerned. We can add inflectional morphemes to almost all the words of a particular grammatical group, noun or verb or adjective, etc. There are only few exceptions. But when we think of derivational morpheme, then what we find is that the derivational morpheme can be added to only a very few words of that group. And I have given you, take for example, meant. To how many words can you add meant? Manage, management. You will have to think of that. Take ER. ER, which is added to a verb to convert it into a noun. ER here is a derivational morpheme. And so we get a speaker. ER can be added to sing, and we get singer. A speaker means one who can speak. Singer, one who can sing. Write, writer, one
Player
who can
can also
write.
be.
But run, runner, one who can run. But can we add it to can we add it to arrange? We cannot have arranger. Can we add it to cheat? We do not have cheater. We cannot. Although this has come into fashion, wrongly people say he is a cheater, but that's wrong. He is a cheat. So ER cannot be added to cheater, cheat. Similarly, ER, this derivational suffix, this derivational morpheme cannot be added to steal, the stealer, right? Jump, jumper. Can we say that? Then see, seer, one who sees is seer. No, we cannot. So the exceptions are large. A derivational morpheme can be added only to a few words of a particular group, whereas an inflection morpheme can be added to almost all the words of a particular group. Do you get the point? Hello? You can write it if you if you have understood. I can see the writing. Okay. So any other question?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, I want to ask.
Yes. What is your question?
If we add derivational morphemes.
I can't hear you. There is problem with your network.
Sir, if we add derivational morphemes
can you write it on? Yes.
Sir, can you hear me now?
No, I didn't understand.
हेलो
the question.
Yes.
आप अपने चैट बॉक्स
I
में
can't hear you properly.
Okay, okay.
हेलो सर सुन पा रहे हैं आप सर स्टूडेंट अपने चैट बॉक्स में क्वेश्चन लिख ले रहा है, आप वहां से शो देख सकते हैं।
तुम्हारी आवाज भी नहीं आ रही है जमशेद, ठीक से टूट टूट करके आ रही है।
हाँ, वो लग रहा है नेटवर्क इशू हो रहा है सर थोड़ा।
उनको कहो वो अब स्क्रीन पर लिख दें क्वेश्चन तो हम एक्सप्लेन कर देंगे।
Can you repeat
सर
number
ER. Okay. Okay, okay. Just a minute. Show it to me once again. What is ER? ER is a derivational suffix. Look here. There are two ERs. One ER can be added to verbs. Like a speak. Speak is a verb and we get a speaker. Sing is a verb and we get singer. So ER can be added to a verb to get a noun. Run, runner. But there is also one ER which can be added to an adjective. Young, younger, high, higher, tall, taller. Now that ER which is added to an adjective is an inflectional morpheme, whereas this ER which can be added to speak, a verb, is a derivational morpheme. So there are two ER. One ER which is added to an adjective is an inflectional morpheme, and another ER which can be added to a verb is a derivational morpheme. Yes? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So whether it is grammatically, no, I didn't see the question. Okay. Abhilasha Mishra, yes sir. Means you have understood. All right. So any more question? Yes. If you have any more question, let me know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I have a question.
If we add derivation morphemes, just a minute, I didn't say it. What was that? Can you speak out your question?
So can we add derivational morpheme after derivational morpheme?
Sorry, once again.
Can we add derivational morpheme after derivational morpheme?
Of course we can. This is what I have been telling you. We can add like direction, direct, direction, directional, directionality, right?
Yes, sir.
Didn't I tell you? Like I'll show you where it is. Look here. Point number 7. Slide number 6. Nine. This is just a minute. Yeah, slide number 5. There are some डाल दो जमशेद.
हाँ सर स्क्रीन पे
Slide number
चला
5.
दिया उसको।
हाँ, अच्छा चला दिया ना, ठीक है.
जी।
Now look at direct, direction. Can you see that? Direct, direction, directional, directionality. What are these? ION is a derivational suffix. AL is a derivational suffix. ITY is a derivational suffix. So we can add one derivational suffix after another, but we cannot add one inflectional morpheme after another inflectional morpheme. So that is a big difference. And once you add an inflectional morpheme to a word, the door is completely closed. You cannot add any other morpheme. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question?
Sir, please clarify my doubt. I have asked the question that Sir, I have asked the question that if we add derivational morphemes and prefix, then the exceptional case also lies or not?
I didn't understand. Your
If
voice
we
is
add
not clear. It
if
is
we add
breaking.
derivational
No, I can't hear you.
Sir, if we add derivational morphemes as prefix, then the exceptional case lies or not? So
Can't hear you.
I have
Sorry. Can't hear you. Sorry, can't hear you
हेलो
properly.
आप अपने क्वेश्चन को चैट बॉक्स
हाँ,
में
जमशेद
टाइप कर
बोलो।
लीजिए सर आप चैट
Please
बॉक्स में
repeat
देखिए
point
उसमें
number
क्वेश्चन
9.
शो कर रहा होगा
Sir, please repeat point number.
If we add derivational morphemes as prefix, then point number? जमशेद इतना डिस्टर्बेंस क्यों है? Which point do you want?
Sir, point number 9.
Point number 9.
9, yes, sir.
Okay. What does the point number? Look at the examples. ER can be added to an adjective. Do you understand this? Like ER can be added to warm, and we get warmer. All right. But can we add ER to boy? Can we add ER to sit? It cannot be added to a noun. ER cannot be added to a verb. So the point is that the adjective derivational suffix ER can be added to an adjective, and it can be added only to an adjective, not to a noun or a verb. But look at this. This is a derivational prefix, and it can be added to an adjective to get disloyal. It can be added to a noun to get disorder, and it can be added to a verb to get disobey. So one derivational morpheme can be added to words of different parts of speech. But an inflectional morpheme can be added to words of one part of speech. Part of a speech, you understand? Nouns, pronouns, adjective, adverbs, verbs,
Yes.
etc. So if so an inflectional morpheme can be added to words of only one part of speech, whereas derivational morpheme can be added to different parts of words of different parts of speech. That is point number 9. Is that okay?
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Jamshed? चलो, okay, sir, thank you. चलो.
Hello.
हो गए
Yes, sir.
इनको भी. So now we stop, participants. We'll continue this lecture.
Sir,
I wanted to cover so many things, but bolo. बोल
sir, I have a question, sir.
जमशेद को बोलो. जमशेद.
हाँ सर हेलो
हेलो जमशेद।
हाँ सर बोलिए।
हाँ सर।
हेलो।
यस जमशेद।
हाँ सर, स्टूडेंट चैट बॉक्स में
हाँ
उसको
बोलो।
टाइप कर, आप वहाँ से देख।
मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी आ रही है सर। सिमी सोरेन, क्या प्रेजेंटिंग कर रहे हैं आप?
हाँ बस मीट isn't responding. Do you want to close it? ये हो गया आज का। पता नहीं आवाज ठीक से नहीं आ रही थी लोगों को, हमारी भी आवाज नहीं आ रही थी। हाँ जबकि मेरा तो वाईफाई वगैरह सब ठीक ठाक चल रहा है इस एंड से। हाँ ठीक है बस। ओके सो हाँ ठीक है, हम बोल देते हैं अनाउंस करके फिर हम ऑफलाइन हो गए। सो पार्टिसिपेंट्स, थैंक you very much. Now we come to an end, and we'll continue this tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Sir, please show the slides, sir, one by one for taking a screenshot.
जमशेद स्लाइड्स जो है ना हमने
जी सर,
कवर
हम
किया
चला।
है। जस्ट मिनट जमशेद, हमको सुन रहे हो? हाँ जितना
हाँ
सब
जी
नहीं
सर, चलिए।
चलाना है, सब नहीं चलाना है। स्लाइड नंबर 6 तक ही चलाना है। स्लाइड नंबर 6 तक ही चलाना है।
ठीक है।
सुन रहे हैं मेरी बात?
जी सर, ठीक है सर, हम 6 तक चला देंगे।
हाँ बस बाकी स्लाइड्स कल
थैंक यू।
हम लोग करेंगे ना। ठीक।
थैंक यू सर।
ठीक है। ओके थैंक
ओके
यू,
सर।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
चलो हो गया।
हेलो। हाँ सर, थैंक यू सर।
हाँ बोलो। हम
ठीक है सर।
ऑफलाइन हो जाए आप?
जी सर, हो जाएगा।
अच्छा ठीक।
थैंक यू सर।
हाँ ठीक। हाँ हम हो जा रहे हैं ऑफलाइन। थैंक यू।
हेलो। हम सारे स्लाइड चला दे रहे हैं 6 नंबर तक।
Okay, sir.
क्या? आप लोग स्क्रीनशॉट ले लीजिए। सबको नजर आ रहा है ना स्लाइड?
No, sir.
Sir,
We can't see.
कुछ भी नजर नहीं आ रहा।
एक काम कीजिए आप लोग 32 024 करके जो 1 2 करके दिख रहा है ना, उस पे 1 2 बार क्लिक कर लीजिए। हो सकता है दूसरे पे चल रहा, क्योंकि मेरे यहाँ तो कुछ और शो कर रहा है।
I can see it, sir.
Sir, one.
हेलो
नहीं हो पा रहा है सर।
हम फिर से ला दे रहे हैं, ठीक है, 1 मिनट।
Sir, we can see it in igloo 32024. Yes, sir.
1 मिनट, हम फिर से शेयर करते हैं। देखिए आगे, अब आ गया।
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
हाँ,
Yes, sir.
yes sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
No, sir. I can't see.
आप दूसरे वाला पे ज्वाइन करिए।
कितना कौन सा पे है?
देखिए आपको स्क्रीन पे अगर 2 शो कर रहा है तो दोनों में एक बार क्लिक कर लीजिए।
3 वाला ये मॉर्फिंग में। Yes,
हाँ,
sir. Yes, sir.
morpheme।
Just a minute. Sir. Okay.
बताओ।
Yes, sir. Now it is there.
It is first page, sir.
हम चेंज कर रहे हैं, ठीक है।
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir.
ये 3rd है।
सर फर्स्ट से शो करिए ना, 3rd आ गया, 2nd कहाँ है?
2nd इससे पहले शो किया ना।
और उसके पहले फर्स्ट वाला?
फर्स्ट वाला वो ऐसी
That was aspects of language only. There it was written.
Okay.
ये फर्स्ट है।
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
ये
Okay,
सेकंड
next, sir.
Yes, sir.
हो गया।
Yeah.
3rd
Yes, sir.
गया।
Yes, sir. Yes.
4th ये 5
Yes, sir.
ये 6
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
सर लेक्चर 1, 2 का भी स्क्रीनशॉट चाहिए
you,
था
sir.
सर, हम लोग नहीं ले पाए थे।
1 मिनट होल्ड करो।
सर आपने बोला था कि रिकॉर्डिंग प्रोवाइड किया जाएगा।
वो आप लोग का जब सेशन 9th या 8th चलने लगे ना, अभी तो आप लोग का तीसरा होगा ना।
हाँ, ये 3rd क्लास है।
Yes.
जी, वो 9th का ये 8th तक हो जाएगा, तो तब तक उसको अपलोड कर दिया जाएगा।
सर ये 4th क्लास है ना, ये 4th क्लास है ना।
नो नो, दिस इज 3rd।
17, 18, 19, 20 4th होगा ये।
4th क्लास। सर
Fourth।
लेक्चर 1 और 2 का स्क्रीनशॉट चाहिए था सर।
हम दिला देते, थोड़ा सा वेट कर लो।
ओके।